So this lesson is on combining like terms and adding and subtracting polynomials. So the first thing we need to know is what is a like term. Like terms are terms that contain the same variable and the same exponent. So this example has no like terms because even though there's two x's, the exponents are different. This one's an x squared and this one's an x. So there's no like terms. This one, there are like terms. This is an a squared. This is an a squared. So I could combine these two. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now, one thing you need to know when you're combining like terms, you leave your variable and exponent the same. Don't add the exponents, okay? You leave them the same. So 3a squared plus 5a squared is 8a squared. Now, I cannot combine this 2a because this is an a squared and this is just an a. So I'm just going to write plus 2a. All right, let's do some examples. Number 1, can I combine those? Yes, because they're both x's. So 15 plus 8 is 33. And I'm going to leave it an x. Here, they're all n's, but I can only combine an n with another n, and an n squared with another n squared. So these are the only two I can combine. 3 plus 9 is 12 n squared. Because there's nothing to combine this 10n with, I'm just going to bring it down. 10n plus 12n squared. Can I combine these two in example 3? No, because this is an x and that's an x to the third. Okay, so polynomials. The way these work, we're going to combine like terms. So I have an x squared, and I can only combine that with another x squared. This one. So when I type this in, I would type in 3. My middle sign is adding, so I would type plus. And then this is actually going to be a negative 7. You take the sign in front of it. So I would type in negative 7. And that gives me negative 4. And again, since they were both x squareds, I'm going to put x squared. So this went away, and this went away. All right, I have a negative 4x that I'm going to add to a 2x because they're both x's. So I would do negative 4. My middle sign is adding to 2. And that gives me negative 2. So I'm going to put minus 2. And I combined x's, so I'm going to put an x. I'm going to scribble these out. Now, I like to scribble them out when I use them just to make sure I've done everything in the problem. And we're going to get to a problem in a couple slides where that's going to be useful. So just hang tight. All right, I got a positive 8 that I can add to a negative 5. So if I do 8, my middle sign is addition. And then I got a negative 5. That gives me a positive 3. So when I combine all of these things, my final answer is negative 4x squared minus 2x plus 3. All right, let's do another one. I have a 7x squared, and I'm adding it. I need another x squared. Well, there's not one. So if there's nothing to combine it with, you just bring it down. So I'm going to bring down 7x squared. Have a 2y that I want to combine with another y. Well, right here, I can combine it with negative 4y. So in your calculator, you would do 2. My middle sign is addition. And then it's a negative 4. When you add those, you get negative 2. And they were y's, so I'm going to bring a y down. All right, a whole number, an integer. What can I combine that with? Another integer. So I would do negative 3. My middle sign is plus 2. And that gives me negative 1. Now, this is the one I was talking about. This is why I scribble stuff out. Because have I used every term? No. There's still a plus 5y squared. So I have to put that in my answer. Even though there's nothing to combine it with, you still got to write it as part of your answer. All right, let's look at example 6. If there are no numbers in front of it, they're really ones. So I like to put ones there. And let's combine like terms. An x I can combine with another x. So if I do 1 plus 4, I get 5, and they were x's, so I'm going to put an x with it. Y's, I can do 1y plus 2y, and that gives me a positive 3y. Oh, I didn't scribble stuff out. I should have scribbled those out and those out. Now, did I use everything? No, there's still a minus 2 at the end, so I need to bring down a minus 2. All right, subtracting works the exact same way, except instead of addition in the middle, it's going to be subtraction. So, n squared. Is there another n squared I can combine? No. So I'm going to bring down 3n squared. That goes away. N to the third, I can combine with another n to the third. So in my calculator, it's a positive 13. This time my middle sign is a minus, and it's a positive 4. And that gives me a positive 9. Now I combined n to the third, so I'm going to put n to the third. And I'm going to scribble them out because I've used them. Now I have n's. I can combine 5n with 7n. So I'm going to type in, it's a positive 5. Again, my middle sign is minus, and it's a 7. And that gives me a negative 2, and I'm going to put in, because that's what I combined. So last thing to do is check, did I use everything? Yes, it's all scribbled out, so that's my answer. All right, let's do some more. A squared I can combine with a squared. So I would do 6. My middle sign is a minus, and I got a negative 5. That gives me 11, and I would put a squared because that's what I combine. I'm going to scribble them out. 7a, I can combine with 1a. Remember, put a 1 there. So 7, my middle sign is minus, and it's a positive 1. That gives me a positive 6a. So I'm going to scribble these out. Last up, I have a negative 9. My middle sign is a minus, and it's a negative 10. And that gives me a positive 1. All right, let's do number 9. I'm going to put a 1 here. I'm going to put a 1 here. I can combine my x to the thirds. So 1, my middle sign is a minus 1. Gives me nothing. Now, if you get nothing, that means they cancel out. Don't put anything. Don't put x to the third. They went away. We got 0. Next up, I have a negative 7x and a negative 7x. I'm going to do negative 7. My middle sign is minus negative 7. We got nothing again, so those canceled. Now I can do my x squared, so I have 4 right here. My middle sign is minus. And I have another 4 here, so those canceled out, and I got nothing. Last up, my integers, I have a negative 2. It's a minus and another negative 2, and that gives me 0 also, so these canceled. So if everything cancels, your answer is just 0. All right, let's do this one. I have a 3x to the 5th that I can combine with another x to the 5th, which is right here at the end. So 3, my middle sign is minus, and it's a positive 8. That gives me negative 5. I'm going to put x to the 5th. Now I'm going to scribble it out because I've used them. X to the 8th, I can only combine with x to the 8th, which is right here. So I would do 2. My middle sign is minus, and it's a 3. It gives me negative 1. And since they were x to the 8th, I'm going to put x to the 8th. I'm going to scribble them out because I used them. Now remember, this gets a 1, and this will get a 1. So I have a negative 1. My middle sign is minus. I have another negative 1, which canceled out. I got 0, so I'm not going to put any x squareds. Now, did I use everything? No, I did not. There's still a 2x down here. Now, here's a big mistake people make. They'll just bring down plus 2x. But this minus right here distributes to that 2x. So it's really going to be a minus 2x. And you have a problem like that on your worksheet, so make sure you know that. Find the perimeter. Okay, you have one of these on your worksheet also. Perimeter means add up all of the sides, okay? So I'm going to add 2y plus y plus 6 plus 2y plus 5y. Now, where did I get those numbers from? Just all these sides. I did 2y plus y plus 6 plus 2y plus 5y. Now, this is combining like terms. I'm going to put a 1 in front of this y, and I can add up all of my y's. So 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8. Nope. What am I saying? It's 10. Y. So I use this, I use this, I use this, I use this. I added them all up. And then I still have a plus 6. So the perimeter of this is 10y plus 6. Let's do one more. Again, perimeter means add them all up. So we would do 9B. Ooh, I don't like that font. So we would do 9B plus 8 plus 12B minus 8 plus 12B minus 8. So again, where did those come from? From right here. 9B plus 8 is this side, plus 12B minus 8 is this side, plus 12B minus 8 is this side. So again, I can add all my B's. So 9 plus 12 plus 12 is 33. And leave it a B. Got it, got it, got it. Then I combine all my 8s. So I'm an 8, and then a minus 8, and then a minus 8. And that gives me negative 8. So the perimeter of that triangle is 33B minus 8. So go try that worksheet and let me know if you need help.